Welcome to the podcast. This is Mr. Ish. We're here at Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club, Kildare Clubhouse. It's a nice fall day. Still the weather's nice. Beginning of November. We got some good topics. Tomorrow's election day. And I got the older girls here. Let's see what they know about situations that are going to affect their lives. Introduce yourself. Give me your name and your age, please.
Hi, my name is Isabella and I'm 12 years old.
Welcome, Isabella.
My name is London and I'm 11.
Welcome, London.
My name is Mia and I'm 12.
And you're 12 years old. Well, guys, you guys can't vote yet, but in about 6 years, you're going to be able to vote. Maybe by the time one of these people are out of office. Do you guys know some of the topics that are trending, that are important in these votes tomorrow? Any of the major ones? There's some major ones.
Abortion.
Abortion rights is definitely one of them.
Because they want to ban abortion, and I disagree with that because women should have the right to either want to have a child or not, because if they're gonna have to carry the child for 9 months, they should have the choice to either keep the child or not.
Okay. They should. And I'm gonna play what they call the devil's advocate, and so you, by saying that's all true, and believe me, I'm part of that. But then the government tries to say, you know what? If you plan on having this child, then don't ask for food stamps, and don't ask for public assistance. You want to take the child, and you want to be able to pick the child. So. How are you going to support this child?
Let me ask you a
But some
question.
people get raped or something.
Well, no, I'm telling you that I'm
agreeing.
agreeing on you, but I'm telling you the government's point of view. They saying that we're gonna have to pay for your child,
Right, but then
because a lot of these young mothers, they don't have anything and they have to go on welfare and they have to go on food stamps, and guess who's paying for it? The government.
but whose fault is that's not really their fault though.
It is their
Like-
fault that they come out pregnant. So let's keep
But
it all the way
some people
100.
It's not their fault if
Can't
they
keep
have
their legs
to.
closed.
Huh? No, it's not only the Lexos. There's places that are, what they call it, Planned Parenthood, and they give you options and they help you out and all that stuff beforehand. So it's a whole different form of education. Go ahead, Isabella, what you got?
Okay, so I want to say that, like, to be honest, I kind of understand where, like, the government's coming from, because, like, you want to have a child, but, like, it's up to you to have this child, but you want all this assistance and stuff. But I feel like the government has the kind of power to just, do that. So I feel like right now they're kind of just being unfair, and it's like.
I agree.
I'm gonna give you a story, and I'm a man of stories, and I got a good one for you. I got a stepdaughter. She came up to me when she was 16, 17 years old. She said, I'm pregnant.
Ooh.
Right? Now, I told her, what would you like to do? She said, we don't know yet. I had a nice conversation with her boyfriend at the time, put all the options on the table. And, when I heard when I heard him out, he was saying, oh, my sister's going to help me with this. My aunt's going to help me with that. My mother's going to do this. But what are you going to do as a parent? What are you going to do at 16, 17 years old to help with this child? So I hear a lot of the teenagers, yeah, we're going to do this. Oh, you're going to wear Jordans and all that. But where are you going to get Similac from? How are you going to get milk? Milk is expensive. Pampers are expensive. And I normally don't hear somebody say, hey, I'm going to get a second job. I'm going to get a third job. I'm going to sell, I'm going to work in the night shift so that I could be here in the morning to tend to the baby. I never hear those conversations. I hear the other conversation. Someone's going to help me. Someone's going to help me. That's true. A lot of the times people do help, but that's not gonna happen forever. That's why we come to these broken homes where the men leave or the women leave, and there's single parents, and it's hard.
I'm gonna say something,
Go ahead.
bro. Can you guys hear me right?
I could hear you, but you need to talk into the microphone.
Put it closer to your mouth.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're good.
So, like, I just want to say, I kind of, like, I get it. You might need help. It's a young age, and it's a lot of responsibility.
True.
But at the same time, you kind of chose to do this. So you cannot rely on everybody else to do these things for you.
Thank you, Isabella. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, you
But
can get help. You can get help, but like you cannot just sit here and act like the baby's not yours.
two things. One, let me give an example. So my cousin had my other cousin at 16, right?
16, yeah.
But right now she's 12, right? And her mother is like 29, 28, one of those. But yeah,
Well,
and
16 and 12 is not 28.
I don't,
I'm saying, I'm going by your math. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
Okay, if you said she was
She's like
16
27,
and she's
27.
12 now, that's 8. That's 28. Come on, man.
She's 28. That's what I
Okay.
just said.
You said 29. I'm just
All
fixing
right.
your math.
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
she's 28,
Okay.
and so her daughter is like
12.
she took care of her daughter,
Yeah.
but she also had family to also help her,
Beautiful.
and she advocated for herself and her daughter, but like that don't mean it still wasn't challenging.
No.
She still did it,
Yeah.
and then she has another one too.
I mean,
She's
it's
4,
challenging,
3.
and some people could really step up to it and do it. I didn't finish the story. My stepdaughter is actually a wonderful parent. She has 2 kids. She's in her 30s now. She had one younger and one a little bit when she got a little bit older, and she's a wonderful parent. She's never, not done for her kids. But at the same time, it's one of those things that you have a baby, you're gonna have to go out there and work and make some money. Whether the boy's there, the boyfriend, husband, baby father is there or not, you still gonna have to support, yourself and your child. You can't depend on somebody else,
But
and that's not what's on your mind most of the time.
but
So,
can we go back to where we was talking about the government, right?
go ahead.
So if it's the government if it's the government's job to take care of the
You think it's actually the government's job to do anything?
like yes, because they're supposed to advocate for their I believe state, yeah. They're supposed to as a governor, they're supposed to make sure that their city is their state is good, and that they're not like people are doing well. So like when you banning abortions, that's making more than one person. Like was that's what's not like helping. So you might say if they become pregnant, it's their choice. And it's their fault. But sometimes it's not planned. Like it's not
No,
their
I
fault.
understand that. I understand that not being planned, but I also don't when you say the government should do this, I believe the government should help out more of the homeless.
I think they should
I think
too.
I
But they
think they
don't.
I think they should. Sometimes when you get into, like, right now we have a lottery going on, right? It's $1.9 billion. Why can't we focus the same amount? Like right now, I'm gonna keep it truthful. I'm gonna spend $10 on a lottery ticket. If I was to give $10 a week to a homeless charity, I could probably feed somebody.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I could actually feed a person and get them out of a situation of them digging in the garbage, or maybe a family, give them a can of Similac for their child. I think that's more important than me playing the lotto, but people don't think that way. And I'm guilty of it because I'm going to play the lotto today and I'm going to be hopeful that I win. And
I
then
think in that
maybe if
lotto
I
ticket should
win,
be free.
maybe if I win, then I could feel like I'm going to give back. Believe me, if I win, this right here is going to be called Ish's Podcast Room. I don't care how much money I'm going to spend, and you're going to all love me when I say, oh, I'm going to take all my podcast people somewhere, and you're going to be like, Mr. Ish, Mr. Ish. Yes, you're going to be that. Now, I know you are, and I'm looking at you, Mia. You're going to want to be on that plane going somewhere with Mr. Ish doing the podcast. I'm not taking Ashley, though. I already know
I got a
that.
question
Can I say
though.
something?
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question though. You see how they're giving away billions of dollars,
Oh,
right?
it's not. They're not giving it away.
Not
It's a
billions
lottery.
of dollars, but like the
it's
lottery,
gambling.
right? They're basically giving it away to whoever wins.
You know how much?
But why, if they're giving away all that money, you know how many times they could feed the homeless?
Yeah.
They could be feeding the homeless. They could be putting them in a house, like
A home,
and
like a
you see how people are asking for food stamps and like they I forgot what the other one's called, but yeah, they're asking for food stamps and stuff. That's because people going broke. Like things
Do you-
is going up, gas
Oh, no,
money
yeah,
going
all
up.
those prices
everything.
are going up. Do you know that there's probably a lot more people than you think of that are working and get food stamps?
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Because literally you could have I have 2 jobs, and I still can't afford things.
Yeah.
and I got 2 jobs.
Right, and that's because the government and things, they giving away money, and that could be going to people that's working mad hard, and they basically not even getting the money that they need.
All right,
Yeah,
I want
it's
to say
tough.
something.
Go ahead.
So basically, the governor or government, whatever,
Government.
it's like I guess it seems like they have a problem with helping out people who actually need help, and like
That's been the fight forever.
people who like actually need the money to survive, but they don't have a problem giving out lotteries that are worth $1 billion. It's not a problem when it comes to that, but when it comes to people who actually need food and need to pay their
But
rent.
okay, in their defense, people are buying into the lottery. So if I put $10 and she puts $10 and a million people put $10, the price is gonna go up to the lottery. It's like putting money in a slot machine. That's different. But yes, they do give us a hard time, and I say us, minorities, a hard time, giving some type of money. I could tell you this much: when when the pandemic hit,
Mhm.
they were giving us, I don't know what they gave us, what, $600 and something dollars they were
Yep.
giving us, or a little $1,500 for the kids, or something like that. The government was giving us some money so that we could, better our lives. That money really helped me. Like that little $1,500 for me and my kids really helped me because it put me to buy some food. It put me, I didn't have a job then. Had bills tied up. So that little $1,500 that they were giving out, during that time was helpful, and everybody got it. Go ahead, Mia.
I hate when people like. I hate when people like treat the homeless people badly, because they're acting like I hate when like rich people or like people who have money,
They got it all.
you like they think they have it all. Like police, I be seeing like videos on TikTok how they be like bullying
Homeless people.
homeless people. Yeah, like they be smacking their food that they be eating on the
Linda, can you
floor.
stop touching the mic? You're gonna mess
Oh.
up my whole podcast.
And I hate when they just doing that because it's like, why would you treat people someday? Cause people like that, because you don't know, you might be one yourself in like a few years, or maybe when you was like younger.
Hey, we always, like I said, we like 2 paychecks away from being homeless. That's how most of us live our lives.
All right. Now I want to say one more thing. So this one, let's jump back to abortions.
Okay.
So about abortions, I want to say like I guess I kind of understand why, but like to ban abortions is wrong because first of all, your body, your choice, and second of all, a lot of people don't have a situation where it's like they wanted the child or like they planned it, but it's mostly like maybe you're really young and maybe you got raped or something,
Mm-hmm.
and now you can't even get an abortion and your whole life could be ruined because of it.
I
Definitely.
want to add on.
And what if you're
Um,
forced?
Yeah, I mean, something like that. God forbid someone was raped and they come out pregnant. Imagine the torment of you knowing that the person that raped you, this is the child that you bring into this earth. Mentally, it could be you could love that child to death, but it could be trauma. There's a lot of trauma. Like I was forced to do this, and this is the product that I have. So that could be another thing that could affect mentally, and that's another challenge. That's a big challenge. We all going through a lot of mental things in our lives, especially now after we came out of this pandemic. Yeah, Mia.
I want to add on to Isabella. As abortion, sometimes I don't think it's right to ban, because some people, like even like young people, like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, be getting raped nowadays,
Mhm.
and sometimes they don't have a choice because they'll be so young. And some say if like a 15 or 14-year-old getting pregnant by rape, right? Some people don't even have parents like to look out for them. Sometimes that's why they need to do abortions, because maybe their parents died or they don't have no family left of them.
Or and people don't take this end of it too. Sometimes, being pregnant, it could be a choice between you and the child. It could be the choice that, hey, if she keeps this child, she might die. So it might be a choice like that. It'd be like, hey, she's still young. She may have another chance of having a child. Maybe we should abort this one and later on she could try or something like that. So it could be a life and death situation. So that's another thing that people don't talk about that much. Yeah, London.
What if they don't have like moral support at home and they
Yeah.
don't, like
Even with moral support, as you said, your cousin had a hard time. And even as an adult with moral support, we still have a hard time. I had my babies My son when I was 27. I was
Damn, how old are you
that's
now?
young.
that's
It's not
old. That's
that's not
that's pretty old.
yeah.
When I was
27.
27, I was already working. I was established and all that stuff. So I had my own place for a long time. So I was pretty much established. To have a kid at 27, and then my girls came later in life. But I was always married. It wasn't something out of wedlock. It was something we planned. So it was a different thing. But I understand how sometimes you fall in love and things happen, and and it is what it is. But if you have the choice should be given to the woman. It's her
Yeah.
body. I think you really should be given that choice.
And if they're gonna be carrying the baby and like, I'm not gonna say that men don't take care of the child, but like when you look at women, like when they first have the kid, sometimes the man isn't really there, and then
Hmm.
also
And that's
the
unfortunate.
the
Mhm.
woman also gotta take care of the child, cause um when they get older, it's more of the woman's like responsibility, cause depending on the gender, sometimes that depends on like what they need around. So like if it's a girl, they need mostly like the woman, because they're gonna be having like more.
Like
You know what?
periods, attitude.
I think that's the one thing that I don't agree with you on London, because I think that my girls really need a father figure.
Mhm.
I think it's important to have someone. I know Mia's dad, to have someone that's a male figure in their life that could be like, yo, that's my dad, that's my brother, and have those type of people, because those are the ones that are gonna help you figure out the type of man that you want in your life.
But I'm not
Like
saying that.
if you know your dad is always working and taking care of you, that's what you're gonna expect when you have a boyfriend. Hey, I want you to help me pay the rent. I want you to be there when my mom is sick. I want you to be there at these times, not just take me to the movies.
Yeah.
You want that. You grow up seeing that in your brother, in your dad, in your uncle. So that's what you see, and that's what you're gonna want. Now, the opposite thing, if you see your dad beating up on your mother, or beating up on people or stuff like that, that might be the culture that you in, and all of a sudden, guess what? Your boyfriend beats you, and you okay with that? He must love me. He hit me, and it's not. It's all what you see. So building a good relationship with your daughters, I think, is really extremely important,
Yeah.
because that's what's gonna set them to be the ladies that they are later on.
Yeah. But I
Wiggle
also
done.
I also want to say that I agree with like the both of you, London and Mr. Ish, but I also mostly agree with Mr. Ish, because I know the mother is a very important role, but like I know a lot of people who take care of their daughter just because the mother left or something like that. But besides that, I wanted to add on, when we were talking about choices and pregnancy, I kind of want to say, like, I feel like a lot of the time there's either parents that are choosing like the options for their child
Yeah, 'cause
if they're
they're so
pregnant.
young.
Yeah, I get that, but like a lot of the time it's either they choose if they want their child to
Oh, you
have.
talking about like your mom would say you need to have the child,
Yeah, like
Isabella, or you need to not have the child because I'm not gonna help you, or so forth and
mhm.
so on.
It's like I feel like a lot of parents, they pick and choose what they want. Like a lot of the time it's abortion, or they want them to keep the child, and I kind of feel like, again, my body, my choice. So if you don't want the child, then I feel like you don't have to keep the child. But like if you want to keep the child, then you should, because
And we haven't talked about this either, but there's another thing that sometimes people have these kids, and they give them up for adoption.
Or
Mhm.
make
I
them
have I have two
foster.
sisters. I have two sisters that are adopted kids. They adopted, love them to death. And the funny thing is that they're African American, and you can see I'm light skinned, and my two sisters are African American.
They're black
and
though.
and and they are, yeah. One of them is called her name is Shaeja, and the other one is Nia. And Shaeja had since we had her since she was about 4 months old, so she's been with us all her life. She's probably about 22 now, 23. And then Nia, we she came to our lives when she was about 4 or 5. I think she's 16 now, 17. She's graduating high school. So even adoption is a wonderful thing, because some people may not be able to have kids, and they want to give this love, and they want to be able to help somebody else, and adoption is another great thing to think of. But there's something that these are things that are effective, but at the same time, the government is changing, and you want to be able to have these choices and to make these choices for yourself. Okay, London.
Three things. So one is I also agree with you, but with what you just said, cause like and Isabella, because that when you say your body your choice, I feel like before Mr. Ish was saying that, like even though it's your body your choice, you still chose to have to even be pregnant, but sometimes not on purpose. But my second thing is that the I know the government's changing, but then you gotta pick the right government. So
That's
tomorrow
true.
at election day, my mom says she'll pick Governor Hochul because of the choices and the I think it's the guy, I don't remember his name.
Are you going with your mother to vote?
I don't know.
You should. It's a amazing thing to see. I took my daughters one. I took my younger one to one that we voted on, and I took my other daughter to another time we had to vote. Is a very good experience for them to see.
I
And
know I like me and my mom when we vote, I tell her who I would vote for, and we basically be agreeing with each other,
that's
but then I
cool.
tell her why.
That's a
So
bond. That's a nice bonding thing to do.
Yeah.
I would vote Governor Hochul because even if she's still a person of color, and also she's just she's a woman, and not only that she's a woman, she stands up for different rights,
Hmm. Women's
to
rights to people's rights too.
women's rights and people's rights. But then the guy that wants to run for governor, he's like he's trying to ban abortion and trying to take away women's rights as banning abortion
Yeah,
is
and we
just
didn't even
for the
get
woman.
into the gun violence and all this
Yeah,
other stuff that's
Yeah.
on
because
that's on the line. Also,
gun violence has been a big
yeah,
part of what's going on.
that's
Definitely.
Yeah.
been definitely something that and the truth is that we're never gonna get a perfect government. Even when we had Obama here, it wasn't perfect. We all loved it. Oh, first, colored person to be president. That was wonderful. That was extremely, powerful. But it ain't change everything in the world. It made some things better, but it didn't make everything better. So we don't always have the most. We're not gonna get a perfect government. That we're not gonna have. But at the same time, we should definitely vote for what we think could be, best for us.
Yeah.
I
So
have a
But
head, but
oh,
yeah, well,
I just
well, we
want to
have
say
to we
one
have to
last
end this
thing.
soon. Go ahead. We're gonna give
Yeah.
one thing for each of y'all, and then we're gonna end it.
But
Okay.
guns
So
violence.
I just want to say like before I stop talking, about the pregnancy. Like one last thing.
Hmm.
A lot of the times, like, people have kids at a really young age, like maybe 14 or 15 or 17. And I'm gonna use my mother as an example because she had me at 17. It's a lot of responsibility, and to get pregnant at such a young age is really irresponsible. But at the same time, like as you get older and if you decide to have your child, it's like you change and you get more responsible, you start to like see things differently, and it's like having a child changes you as a person. So it's not really always a bad
So
thing.
I have a quick question for you, and it's just a. So do you see now that you know that your mother had you when you was a young age? Do you think that 17 is a good age, or will you wait longer?
I mean, I don't feel like it's a terrible age because people have children that are very like younger than that.
Hmm.
But
But you've seen the hardship that your mother has gone through.
yeah.
So you see all the not the bad things, because it's never something bad when you love a child, but you've seen that she probably had to drop out of school and go through struggles, go back, and so forth and so on. When you see something like that, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe it's better that I do it when I finish college and I have a steady boyfriend and I got my own apartment and I know what it is to save money and I got a credit card and I can buy a car and I can move around. Maybe it's better that I can save, when I'm in my 20s. Let me enjoy some of my life. Let me go to Cancun. Let me go on a girls' trip to Vegas. Let me do all those things that I want to do. And then, when I settle down in 28 or so, I could have a nice little baby and still be a great mom and a great wife or something like that. That's
Yeah.
something to look forward to. And it doesn't
yeah.
take away your whole, your whole childhood.
I
All right,
have
we're going to
one.
go to London and then we're going to go to you and we're going to end it. Yeah, London.
So something I want to say before I end my talking, uh, is that we didn't even get started on gun violence and monkeypox and COVID went down. It's not even the reason people are dying anymore. Gun violence is the reason people are dying.
Very true.
People are like breaking into cars while people are in there. They breaking in, shooting them, taking things. It's not even that. It's hard to like not
It's out
think.
of control.
It's not. It's hard to not even think that who's next.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
All right, Mia.
I also want to agree with London because you'll see a man across the street and another man crossing across the street, and you see them arguing. They just start pulling out guns. It just be boom, 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 and you don't know who to shoot, but they be shooting kids. They be shooting 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. Because around my block, there was these two men across the street, one from the gym and one by the store, and there was these three teenagers, two 16 and one 17. There was the 17-year-old is the boy, and there's two girls, and they both got shot. One died, passed away,
Sad.
and one of them were very injured. And I'm like, just wow, like people don't know how to like just relax. Like, why do we have to use guns for violence?
But you know what? I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all. You guys choose, and it starts now, even at this age. You guys will be like, oh, I'll smack that girl in the face and that. So you choosing violence from right now, from 12 years old. Instead of saying, you know what, Mia, you don't like me? Come over here. Let me talk to you. Yo, what's up? Why we don't like each other? Oh, because I used to date your boyfriend? Okay, well, you know what? It is what it is. If we can't be together, that's cool. You stay on your side, stay on my side. But y'all quickly, and I'm blaming all of y'all, oh, I smack her in the face, and she look at me, and that is the same mentality that someone outside in the street that's 21 years old has, but with a gun. The same mentality.
Like how
The
Takeoff
same
died.
mentality. Why you guys get in trouble most of the time? Because y'all talk too much, and then all of a sudden you can't pay what your mouth says. Oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then you're hiding behind but I was just upset. It's the same thing. But now these people outside in the streets, they do it, but with guns. So we need to stop. We need to stop all that in general. Yo, you don't like me? All right, cool. So you know what? We still got to be in this class. So you stay on that table, I'll stay on this table, and we keep it moving. Maybe one day we could be friends, and if we can't, that's good.
That's also
Just
like
don't
how
talk about me.
Takeoff died. Takeoff died
it's a
because of
sad-
an
it's a
argument
sad
and they
thing.
pulled out a gun.
Well, thank you, girls, for being honest and actually doing a great podcast. This is what it's supposed to be like. So this is not a shock. This is exactly what it's supposed to be like. All right. Thank you, guys. I believed in you.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check.
You might as well take your stuff now. You see, now this one I'll post. We're out of here.